Nah, you gotta click on it again. There we go. Zoom it out a little bit. And on the lens. Yeah, that's pretty cool. All right. My bad. That you see, I always start off my podcast like all lost and stuff. No, that's just
I
not it.
didn't even realize you started it yet. I was like, oh,
No,
okay, we're playing.
we
Cool.
started it. We started it. It's just I don't know what. Anyways, you and I see different, Julian. Um, and here I'm with my friend French.
Yes.
Okay, and French, how was your day today?
It was great. I think it was kind of hectic, but not too bad. I was calm most of the day,
Really
so nothing crazy. Yeah,
tired?
chilling a little bit. I'm like relaxed right now, like just chill, but
Okay,
nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. How was your day?
my day was good.
Didn't you just come back from a trip?
Yeah, I
How was
did.
that?
It was good. It was good. I was in Puerto Rico in the motherland.
I need to go so bad. But I need to go to what was it you said? West
The
side
west
is the
side,
best side.
of course.
But like what's so good about it? Like what
It's just too much tourism going on,
in
and
like San Juan,
yeah,
Carolina area?
too much,
Okay.
and then we already seen all that, you know.
Like we grew up going to
Yeah,
what was it, El Morro and
exactly,
what's the other fort? I think San Cristobal or something with the sea.
exactly.
I don't know.
We grew up just in that area, but like we never got to experiment like the beaches, the hidden beaches,
Yeah.
the
I see
trails.
those on Facebook all the time. Like I'll be scrolling through Facebook and it says, "Oh, like vacation to Puerto Rico," and you'll see all these like beautiful pictures. But
Yeah,
I'm like, damn, I haven't. I was born there, and I go there all the time, and I've never been to places like that. So that's
it's
crazy.
that's what but definitely makes the island interesting, man. I don't think it's the regular stuff. I think it's the irregular stuff. So
Have you been to El Yunque?
I have, yeah.
Okay, like all the way to the top.
No,
Okay, neither
scared.
have I.
UFOs,
Get
aliens,
abducted real quick.
abducted. Yeah, I'm good.
You'll have one of those
Yeah,
stories pretty soon. Like nobody will believe you.
yeah. I wear too
End
many
up being
colors
right.
too. They'll be like, "Oh,
Oh,
he's one of
we want one
us.
of
He's one of
them.
us."
We want him. We're gonna get him.
Nah, but so it's crazy. Um, it was crazy how we met, right? Um, and then
Yeah.
like get to realize, or I'd probably say like hours, only hours of conversations. If you
Yeah.
put it all as one,
Barely. Yeah.
barely,
Couple hours.
right? It's like so much things in common, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah. I think we might be the same person.
Starting off with the hair.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
Yeah. Just off with there.
Let's go. So how long have you had yours actually?
Um, that's a good question. Cause when I
What?
started my locks, yeah, it's kind of complicated. When I started my locks, I started with like faux locks because I wanted to make sure I liked them. Because I wasn't just gonna lock up immediately and be like, dang, like I feel like women locking up their hair is like a harder, not a harder choice, but
Makes sense.
women like to change their hair more than men. Usually,
Right.
men will keep like the same haircut. If anything, they'll change like what, like a fade, like the shape, whatever.
Damn, that's right. I might have to change
But
my shit more often.
but like women like to change their hair a lot. Like they straighten it, curl it, like do all this stuff. So I feel like women locking up is just more of a commitment, so to speak. I don't think we
Gotcha.
like that's not something we would cut like
I,
right. Like
I
it wouldn't be a quick decision. I don't think.
I get it. It's like the women that shave their hair. It's pretty
Yeah,
much it's
that's a
what.
crazy. Yeah, that's a crazy decision. I feel like a lot of women that do lock up would have to shave their head.
But I think that's what makes us like different, no? You know, how unique
Mm.
did you feel when you decided to do that?
Honestly, I felt really unique. Yeah,
Did
like
did did you feel criticism towards your part?
yeah, I don't think like I've never gotten the whole cultural appropriation thing.
Like acceptance?
Like I
Wait.
feel like people did accept it,
Oh,
like
okay.
because a lot of people like I don't really assume I'm like black and white, so they don't
Yeah.
really like get me with that. But I don't know, like I've I feel like really unique
So,
having locks. I like it. I love it. I love my hair.
no, but like when you first got them, so you said like nobody like criticized you or anything like that.
No, not that I heard, but I didn't really pay attention to people. Like I never really heard rumors about me or anything. Like I don't
That's
think I was
cool.
in those circles. But I'm sure people talked and like had a lot to say. Like, oh, what is she doing? Because my faux locks in the beginning, they look good, but you could tell like they weren't real locks, and I don't think they looked all that great. Maybe, so I'm sure people talk shit about it, but I'm just saying. But no, I love my hair. So I got faux locks. Okay, that's what I was saying. I got faux locks for a year before I actually locked up. So technically, it's been like 7 years, but I've actually had locks for like six, like my actual hair being locked. 'Cause before it
Okay.
was just fake.
Damn.
Yeah, so 6 or 7 years.
Damn.
Yeah.
I've only been on like that's
How
yo.
long have you had yours?
We got to give you an applause for that, but I don't know what the button is.
What if we just press all of them until we get to it?
Oh hold up.
Yes, first try. I love it. I love the confidence too. You said, let's go with yellow.
Let's go with yellow. It's the outstanding color of
Because
them
we're
all.
shining right now.
Yeah. so so crazy. I've only had mine for 8 months, 9 months,
8 months.
9.
Did you crochet them?
Yeah.
I feel like that's the best way to do them, Loki, because they lock like instantly.
Yeah. There's a quick startup. That's what I've heard. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? And it's they say it's the easiest and best way to do it. I
Yeah,
don't know.
100%. Like if you like to wash your hair a lot too, especially.
I do. Well,
Same.
every 2 weeks though.
I do mine probably around the same, a little more often.
Okay.
Because I mean,
But I spray a lot of shit on it.
I
Like
just
like rose water.
that's good. I just clean mine a lot because I'm allergic to so much, and I feel
Oh,
like they attract, yeah, like so much dust and stuff like that.
damn.
So I just have to keep it like a little bit more clean than normal.
Go to the beach.
I go to the beach. Well, I used to go to the beach every week. It was nice.
What happened? What do you mean used to?
Life happened. You gotta work. Gotta make a living. Gotta pay for bills. Can't go to the beach every week.
True.
I mean, it's an hour away. Well, depending like where you stay at. Orlando is about an hour away, so it's not too bad. But gas, I don't know.
I get you.
That's a lot of gas.
That's
That's a lot of money.
that is pretty far. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, you're right. But what was I gonna say? So, like, when I first started mines, I got, oh my god, it was bad. I don't know. I'm just an observer. So the bad part is that I'm observing everything around me, but I'm not observing like like I'm just observing everything around me pretty much. Expressions of people when you walk by and shit like that. And you would see and it was just like really bad. Like what the hell is this guy walking in with spider webs on his head? Cuz it looked like that because you know the
Did you have them
startup
shorter?
process.
You had them
What?
shorter?
Yeah, it was shorter and they were like they looked ugly, looked
Oh
like
my
mojones.
god.
Mojones, yeah.
I'm gonna have to see a picture of that.
Damn. But it looked like a cocoon hanging off of a
Oh
like
my
it
god.
was damn.
Wait, so how did you have to redo them or what? Like how did you
No, and
change
then
that?
I just went to go retwist and she was like, "Damn, yeah, it was way past your time." I'm like,
So now you need
"I've been
to
trying to, you know
now
what I
you
mean?
know to do it more often.
Yeah, I know what to do with more."
That's good.
But
It's a process.
the crazy part is the whole thing about it was the criticism. Like that
You got
was
criticism?
huh?
You got criticism?
Yeah. Yeah,
Like
people would tell me though, "Yeah,
what
that
kind of
looks ugly.
criticism?
Like your hair looks ugly, bro."
No way.
No, I swear to God. Sorry, mom.
I mean, to be honest, my mom calls me almost every day. Not every day, but like every other day. And she'll be like, so are you going to take them out before I die as a gift or what? Like literally straight up. And she will be joking around about it, but I
Yeah.
know she's serious. She like really wants to see me with my curly hair again.
Oh shit. That would
Yeah.
actually be a very probably big difference.
A huge difference. Yeah.
Damn.
I don't think I have maybe 3 pictures of when I had curly hair. Like I don't even have pictures of what I used to look like. That's
Damn.
crazy. Whole nother lifetime.
Oh my god. She lived 2 lives in 1
2 lives,
already.
maybe 3. I
How
don't know.
old are you?
We don't discuss that. But no. I don't think apart from that, like that's really the only criticism I got. I feel like my mom just saying, like in the beginning, people are like, "Oh, you look weird." My mom just, I'm her baby girl, so she like just loves me like with
Mhm.
my natural self, like how I was born. Um, so like the curly hair and everything. But she admitted about 2 years ago that it looked good, so I have it on camera too.
Let's go.
Yeah, I had to. I said, "Mommy, say it one more time," and I like press record. I had to have that on camera.
You have to.
But that was like maybe 4 years in, and it's been like 6 or 7 now.
Damn.
But that's crazy.
That is. So like if we go all the way back to like where we first began, so we met, we had so much things in common. We said the hair,
Yeah,
and then we
that
get
was
to the
first. Yeah, that was first off.
you get true, true,
The hair
exactly,
was just
exactly.
like immediate.
And then you go the like the bio, of course, your bio,
Mhm.
and then it says like find genuine people that are
Yeah.
actually. So why did you say that? That's this is gonna be a deep
Yeah.
conversation. Be ready for that one.
So
You drunk your
we'll
water?
see. Yeah, probably gonna have to take a couple more sips. I don't know. I feel like people aren't really genuine anymore. Like, um, I feel like people always have ulterior motives. Um, like you could. I feel like this is so complex. Like it's not.
You
It's not
gotta go in it.
something I know. Okay, when I mean like people aren't genuine, is say me and you are talking, right? Like it's just it comes down to honesty, really. Like I feel like a lot of being
I want, I
genuine is
want,
just
I want the
honesty.
details. You're jumping. You gotta. If you gotta give an example, give an
All right,
example.
like
You gotta let the people know what genuine actually
okay,
means.
so genuine. What's let's look up the what is the
I got it.
textbook definition of genuine. First off, let's start off there because I feel like people have their own definition of what stuff means to them.
Sorry, my bad.
Good.
All right, so genuine is truly what something is said to be, authentic,
Truly, what something is said to be.
sincere,
So honesty.
sincere.
Correct. So truly what something is meant to be. So it's truth. And that's why I say like people aren't genuine. Like people say I'll come talk to you and um you'll say to me, hey, to be honest, I don't like sleep around. I don't um I'm not talking to other people. Like if I would like to get to know you, I would like it to be kind of like a just us thing. And I say yes, but I'm turning around like doing the same thing you asked me not to do, like that's part of not being genuine. And it's like it's not just for relationships, but it's for friendships. Like people, I'll become friends with you because of the opportunities you can get me. Like you're just an opportunity for me, you know. And if you were to say that right off the bat, then perfect. Like we know I have the opportunity to say no to your friendship if you were honest with me from the beginning. But because people are selfish and like want the benefit of your friendship, whatever that may be, they're gonna lie to you in order to be your friend to get that because it's like a selfish thing. I'm not gonna say, hey, I actually only want you because you're connected to the president or whatever. I know you're most likely gonna say, like, I don't want to be around you. So if I'm selfish and like not telling the truth, not genuine, I'm gonna lie around that and like find an ulterior motive, like be your friend for different reasons, you know.
Right.
And that's just like the most basic explanation I can like find for that. Obviously, there's levels to it, but it's just it. I just think it just comes down to being honest. Like that's it.
So
I think that's what being genuine is. Honest.
and then so if somebody's honest to you about what their intentions are towards you, do you still accept them as a person, like a friend, or like,
Yeah. So like depending on what it is, obviously, I feel
of
like
course,
it's circumstantial.
obviously.
Um, I would say, okay, yeah, I'm cool with that. I'm willing to like deal with that
Like
for the
the
time being.
opportunity is which I'm trying to like. Imagine
Yeah.
somebody came up to you and said, "Hey, I'm just gonna."
Be like I just want to be close to you because it's a great
Right.
opportunity
You
for
would be
me.
like, "Okay, yeah, cool."
Depending on like what the opportunity is, like if it's a business opportunity, heck yeah, like we can become business partners. Like there, we don't have to be friends. We don't have to build like a bond necessarily if
Right.
it's just like business or something like that. That's why I say it's circumstantial because I have no problem like if I'm doing good in something and somebody wants to learn from me, then cool. But it usually doesn't happen that way.
Gotcha.
I don't know.
No, that makes sense. Um,
But that's just like I feel like that's pretty basic. Like I feel like there's what does genuine being genuine mean to you then?
I feel like being genuine is somebody that is just not so 2020,
What does that mean?
just not normal anymore. It's not regular anymore.
So like
So I feel like you see a lot more fake than you see real. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
And essentially, when you're not that, then you're genuine.
Okay, so what would you count as like being fake? Like what's
Like in the sense of not living in reality. Everybody has their obviously their like their opinion on how to live their life, and of course that is, your
Mhm.
point, but like when you know that, let's say I've known you, right? I've known you when we met. I mean, I known you since I was 8 years old. And I know you your whole life, and we kept in communication with each other. And I know that you're not the person that you are through what you're showing.
like you can see the true
Speaking of my,
Oh, sorry.
you're good.
Apologies.
But
Um, you're basically saying like you can see their true intentions, like their true colors, or
yeah,
is that
like they're like I can see beneath the
like the
mask of,
facade?
yeah, exactly, the
Okay.
facade. Um, so so yeah, like
So
I
that's
feel
not
like
being
I
fake.
feel like
Okay.
I feel like I've had that
But I
like
feel like that's hard to tell. Like
I
you
mean,
can't
you can't
always
always
tell.
like judge somebody if if you take it to like judgment, then of course it sounds wrong.
Hmm.
But I guess what I would say is that I would wish that these people that are like this would just be honest with themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ooh, but it's hard being honest with yourself.
that's what
Like
I'm saying.
flaws and toxic traits and
It's
all
okay
that.
though.
It is okay. It's good. You
You
gotta
just
do
have to
that.
speak it, and
Gotta
that's
do
it.
that
I
healing.
mean, it comes out to
What
communication.
is that first step? Like acceptance or something like that? Like you have to accept that you have a
Yeah,
problem.
accept yourself pretty much.
Yeah.
That's just how you are.
And then actually do something about it.
Yeah, and if it's toxic, then you do something about it. And if it's something
But
that's
who
not,
is okay, honestly speaking, who honestly like wants like there's so many people happy being toxic. Like because essentially you're being selfish and you get everything you want. Like there's people out there that are perfectly fine being toxic.
those are the people that I am sorry for. And I wish you guys can just find yourself before you pass. It's just the truth. And I speak the truth like that because you just never know. One day you're here, one day you're out, and then you just like, you know,
I don't know. I think about that all the time. Like I feel like toxic people are genuinely happy. Like and I don't okay, I'm
you
not
mean like
saying that I want to be toxic. Yeah, like it's
some reverse psychosis out here? Like they're
like they're genuinely because technically speaking, you more or less get everything you want because you're manipulating people. If that's your toxic trait, I guess. Um, but you manipulate people into getting what you want, so you're good at what you do.
right,
Like so you're getting what you want.
right.
So if you're not maybe like emotionally matured or like emotionally aware, you're not gonna know like there's a problem, you know? Like you're gonna be content in the ignorance, so to speak.
Mhm.
So yeah, they're happy because they're getting what they want.
I mean, but that's just like,
It's not what they need, but that's the different like
yeah, that's different. I guess you're right though. But they are, yeah, they feel some type of excitement,
yeah.
and being wrong. I don't
Being
know.
wrong. They don't
Yeah.
know they're wrong, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I guess it all comes down to where you actually, you know, grow up from, where it comes down to family. When, like,
Your environment.
yeah, just growing up. If you grew up with one parent like me, then, well, till I was 8, and
Mm.
then from 8, I grew up with my stepfather, um, which is awesome. But um, going through those first stages that you don't know anything,
Mm.
to not having that father figure in your life, it's like crazy.
What do you feel like it affected most out of
Your
your life?
manhood.
What do you mean by manhood?
What I mean by manhood is like, and don't get me wrong, I meant like, okay, that sounded wrong.
No, 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 that's not.
That sounded wrong, but not like your manhood, because like I grew, I I'm a man because my mom brought me up till I was 8. But
Mhm.
my point was is like cutting grass, taking out trash. Like, you get like you need that push from like your dad's
Mhm.
character or something like that. To moms could be crazily like
Yeah.
enforcing as hell, but
It's
um
just a different
it's just different.
mhm.
Like, is different. It really takes time for you to adjust to like what what's actually going on. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it's like because
Did you grow up with two parents or one?
no one.
Okay, so you
So,
tell me.
but it's a different experience. I feel like if since I'm a woman, like I was a girl, I don't know. I mean, I was a daddy's girl, um, so I did notice like I was aware. I was aware of his absence, but I think it's different for a man like and his father. I don't know if that's. Assume that's a different bond. No.
Yeah. How close were you to your grandparents?
Mm-mm.
No.
Not close at all. No. I wasn't really I don't think I was really close with anybody apart from like my mom and my sister. And even then like I don't think we were really close like that. Like the emotional bond probably wasn't there, but we were like we're close.
Forget it. That's pretty cool. And then like, but like you see, like of course, see you're a daddy's girl, and then like not growing up, right? How did that like?
I feel like that did maybe affect me a lot. I think I saw validation a lot from him. Um cuz I don't know what the reason was, but I found myself realizing a lot like the past couple years like oh you really do a lot to like get him to kind of like notice you type of thing, but I think that was because of his absence.
Mm,
But that's something I've like just been able to accept recently. I'm like, am I really, because sometimes you don't even really know if that's how you feel. Like you just think about it one day and you're like and you start thinking about it a little
yeah.
bit more and you're like, damn, was that an issue? I don't know, but I think it was like,
Like you think back on it, like how easy it could have been resolved.
yeah, yeah, I feel like I definitely would have been a different person had I had two parents.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure 100%. There's got to be a statistic to where,
I think there is actually. I
yeah.
think there is. I don't know.
I'm not gonna go into numbers because
No, I'm
I don't
not.
know.
I
I
don't
don't
even
know.
think I'm gonna look that up.
I
And
don't
is the
think
internet really telling the truth?
yeah, it's going on the internet. I don't know. We're like, yeah, shut him down. He's
But
got his facts wrong. Literally, he got his facts wrong. Cut his shit down.
literally, just
No more
immediately delete the
podcast for this
video.
guy. Damn.
That would be tragic over one number.
Right.
But I'm pretty sure there's statistics out there. I don't know if it's the same for everyone. Like some people obviously have two parents and maybe
Mm.
it's a little bit more abusive and
Yeah.
they would be better off than like
Yeah.
a single parent or something like that. But yeah, it definitely affects
Yeah, it
a
makes
lot.
sense. I mean, it makes sense. There's a little bit of everything in every single side, right? Like bits and pieces, I guess. We're all part of the salad, you know? Some of us are you know what I mean?
Croutons,
Yeah.
some of us are
The
the
dressing,
oil. Nice.
the dressing,
What do you put on your salad?
eggs,
You put
ham.
eggs on your salad? Is that
Yeah.
a thing?
Yeah.
I don't know. I was allergic
Where
to
have you
eggs
been?
growing. I was
No.
allergic to eggs growing up.
Where have you been?
I was allergic to eggs growing up. I'm allergic to like so much. So I didn't get to experiment. I love the smell of eggs though. They smell so good.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Like
funny.
eggs, coffee.
Wait, can you not eat eggs yet?
I don't know. I haven't really tried because eggs taste like kind of bland to me now. I was gonna try making an omelet recently, but
And you didn't do it.
I didn't do it because I didn't have the right ingredients.
But can you use eggs inside of like a batter?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Weirdly enough, pancakes give me kind of like an allergic reaction.
Oh shit.
A slight, yeah.
Just add water.
What? No, you gotta add milk.
No.
What?
You're doing it the wrong way.
What? No.
Chris,
Chris,
eggs,
egg.
milk, or water?
It's milk. Okay,
All
but
right.
you can still put milk instead of
Damn,
water
we
to
asked
make
you
it
one
more
question.
rich.
You gotta I told the whole damn description of all of it, man.
Milk with the complete mix.
Yeah, yeah. My grandma makes them like that.
Okay, so then why you say what? Definitely.
I'm saying that it's better with just water. That's what I'm
Okay.
saying.
I don't think so, but
Y'all got are y'all listening to what I'm saying?
all right, I know. Listen,
Hello?
anybody that got taste buds is gonna know you have to put milk with pancake. You don't got taste buds?
All right, that's it.
Yikes. That's wild.
You know what?
Thank you,
Just eat it
Chris.
how you like it. If you like it with the eggs, you like it with the
Yes.
milk, and you like it with
What
the
was
water.
what's the name of the podcast again?
You and I see
There we
different. You and
go.
I taste pancakes different
There we
ways
go.
too. You know what I mean?
Apparently, but my
Jeez.
pancakes are definitely tasting better.
All right, that's it.
Mhm.
That's it. Aunt
But-
Jemima's is the. You see how they changed it from
Oh
the
my God.
box?
Did you see the Lando Lakes one where they took out
The I think it was an Indian. No.
yeah, there was a meme about it that said they took out the Indian but kept the land. They like killed off.
Damn.
Yeah, that's fucked up. Damn. No. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. No, you're good. But essentially, it was for them to not get any more
Yeah.
criticism to like the sense that they're still on a box looking
I think
like
yeah, I think a
pretty
lot
much
of
like what you're
people-
saying. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
A lot
So
of
it's not
people.
fun. It's not. It's okay to think that way. It's just
Yeah, I think that was. I mean,
it didn't
it's
sound
honest,
bad.
It's a
Okay.
fact, but
Yeah.
um,
It sounds harsh, but it's okay.
but it's okay. We have to
Reality.
hear harsh truths sometimes. Um, it happened to a lot of brands. I think. What's that football? Is it a football team or something? Did they change?
Oh
their
yeah, the
logo?
Cleveland Indians.
Like a lot of them
Um,
changed
Yeah.
their logos just for like that exact same reason, especially when that whole pipeline thing was going on. The pipeline through, I think it was like a reservation. You didn't hear about that?
No.
Mm.
That
You
was
remember
that was a while ago.
Yeah. I thought it was around the same time that they changed the brands, but that might have been after. Yeah, but I think it was like it was huge for that. Yeah. That's when I think like the whole thing happened.
It's just a farm, like a barn.
Mm. She was pretty.
Aunt Jemima. New
Some
name.
pancakes now.
Got a new name. Oh yeah, it's Pearl Milling Company. Yep. It says Pearl Milling Company
They
on the
changed their
box
name?
now. Yep. It's not Aunt Jemima. It looks like this. Okay, I don't know if I can make her look at this, but
Pearl Milling. Okay, so it's still like the same red box. Like
same red
everything's the
box.
same.
No Aunt Jemima.
No, Aunt Jemima. Is it Aunt Jemima or Aunt Jemima?
Jemima.
Jemima. Okay. You never know. You'd be saying something wrong, like that whole Versace. Um, how do you say Gucci? Is it Gucci? I don't know.
Gucci.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pero Versace. Louis Vuitton.
Oh
Louis
yeah,
Vuitton.
Louis Vuitton. Louis Vuitton. That
I
guy
think
lives
there's-
in Puerto
I think
Rico,
they
bro.
say- Yeah, people say I think there's like correct pronunciations. I feel like we had 3 different conversations.
It was crazy. And
What
you know
did
that
we-
was only 30 minutes.
That's crazy. Is it 30 minutes on the dot?
No, 27.
Mm.
Anyways, to continue, I'm just gonna go into a commercial break real quick, and then we'll start another 30.
Sounds good.
All right, cool. All right, thank you. We're back now. French. So we stopped off at. We just had a crazy conversation about cards, and earlier you were saying we didn't finish a topic. Come on, tell me which one you
I feel
want to.
like we definitely had topics within topics, like subtopics, and then subtopics. I don't know if there was one specifically or if there were like multiple. I feel like we'd have to go back and see. But I don't know if there was any one. I can't remember any one topic specifically that we finished.
Oh, okay. I felt like we finished it.
Let's hope so.
But if you want to ask a question again,
Mhm.
you can. It's okay. But so then, like, now the crazy part is we go back to the timeline, and then 2 seconds or 10 seconds or 10 minutes or 20 minutes to a conversation that we had earlier, like earlier. You said that you're going to massage therapy school, and I'm like,
Yeah.
no way.
And you're going what in
October.
That's crazy. That's
Well,
crazy.
sorry, she's a massage
You're a
therapist,
massage therapist, yes. And you're going to
and
school
I'm going
for
to
it.
the school.
What did you go to school before?
I went to UCF for sports and exercise science.
Okay. So you got a leg up. That's good.
What was it?
You got a leg up on
Le-
school and everything.
Leg up.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
You never heard that expression before?
No.
You have a leg up like you have an advantage.
Oh,
Is that the
okay, I get
expression?
it.
Is that the expression? You have a leg up? Honestly, this is like maybe the second time I've used it. So I don't know if I'm using
Whatever
it
you do,
properly.
don't fact check her, please.
Please don't fact
You're
check
gonna
me.
cancel my show? No.
I think that's.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
But yeah, we're both. I mean, I'm a massage therapist. You're going to massage school. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like how you find people.
That was crazy, yo. I was like, "Are you me?" She was
Yeah, we're
like,
the same
"I think you're
person.
me."
I think we're the same
That's
person.
scary, man.
Okay. I had to ask him his last name because we might be like fraternal twins or something. That's crazy.
Mom?
Is there something you want to tell me?
Yeah, for real. Uh, but that's crazy. No, yeah. Then we started to get like into that conversation. Honestly, how do you like? How did you start off? Did you enjoy it when you first started off?
um, I loved it. Yeah, to be honest, I liked working with the body. Like I like to fix things, so it doesn't necessarily have to pertain to the body, but that's what I ended up choosing. Um,
So you're the friend that everybody goes to when they have relationship
I
problems.
would well,
Good
I
talk.
don't really have that many friends. I wouldn't
Okay.
say, but like, yeah, I feel like my friends do come to me, like they can talk to me
For
for advice.
advice.
Yeah, like they do. I definitely do have a lot of
I should
people
have said
talking
advice.
to me. Yeah, but
Sorry.
I guess I don't know. Oh, because I'm a massage therapist,
Yeah.
counselor, a therapist. Yeah, people do come to me. I wouldn't say friends, like
No, and you
friends do
said you
come
like
to
to
me for
fix
that.
things.
Oh, that's a different type of fix. I mean, like manually fix. I should
Okay.
have been more specific. Yeah, like manually fix. Like I like working on cars. I like um massaging. I like doing like facials because you're like, I don't know if you've seen those like Dr. Pimple Popper videos, like where they get extractions out like blackheads. I like to do that. So it's like I like to do stuff like that. Um,
I do that
do you do that?
sometimes, like at nighttime. I be watching like
The video?
chiropractic
Oh
videos.
my god, those are my favorite. Yo.
Yo, before going to
Oh
sleep, you'll be
my
like this.
god.
You feel like you get.
Yes, stiff.
You're like, oh yeah.
Really, you're feeling loose, like
It's like
almost
an
like you can.
ASMR
You
type shit. I'm like,
I'll
you know
fall
what I mean?
asleep to that. Heck
You be
yeah.
like,
Oh my gosh. People hated because I can crack my back and it'll do that like all the way up.
oh,
Yo, it sounded painful and people at my job hated when they saw me like about to crack my back, but best feeling ever. I probably shouldn't be doing that. I don't condone it. I don't know
a
if it's bad for
chiropractor
you.
would say, don't
As a
crack your
massage.
back until it's professionally
Right.
adjusted.
But
So people don't go crack your back and
sorry.
no, I'm
It's a
playing.
guilty pleasure.
I'm
It's a
playing. I'm
guilty
playing.
pleasure.
No, but
It's nice.
it's like I find myself sometimes like when I have like pain in my neck in the middle of
Mhm.
the night, I just massage my like own neck
It's hard to do that too because you have to stay like there's different type of
completely still.
yeah, and like your muscle has to be completely relaxed because if it's contracted, um, I don't feel like you're doing
But I felt like I've gotten good at that. That's what I'm saying. I've
yeah.
gotten
I mean,
amazing
there
at it.
are different techniques where like you use a contracted muscle, but I guess I don't think this is. I
No,
don't
but
want to
like
go
I
into a
can.
science lesson.
I guess what I'm trying to say is I can relax my own muscles, and
Can
then
you?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
like
That's
I can
different.
chill. Like if I have a pain in my neck, like I can relax that side and massage it and like feel.
Oh, so I feel like you're gonna do really well in school then.
I am. I'm
You're gonna
gonna.
enjoy it. We do massages almost all the time. Well, I don't know if it's just gonna be the same for your
Yeah,
school,
it
but
is. You get to bring in a buddy for free.
yeah,
Like
nice.
they have you practice on a buddy.
Mm.
Is
But
that what
during
you
school,
mean?
no, you usually practice like with your classmates. Like you'll
Well, this
do,
this one
yeah.
is the other way around.
Okay,
Probably because of COVID. But that
interesting.
doesn't make sense because you're bringing more people in. But I don't know.
Yeah, right. I didn't even think about that. That's actually really true. You're having more people, and it might not be the same person every time. So wow. Y'all need to change that.
But I
Damn,
don't know if it's
exposed.
that's the reason. I don't know if that's the reason.
Exposed. Maybe.
Not gonna say the school so I don't get kicked out
Yeah,
before I even
like,
make it in.
like hey, we heard your podcast. We're gonna have to revoke that application.
Yep.
Sorry.
Damn. But mom. Nah. Um. So then. Um.
See, this is what I meant about we had a conversation and then like a sub conversation. Like, what was our conversation before this?
The prior. The.
Yeah, the previous. What were we just talking about?
We were talking about.
It escapes you.
It does.
It escapes you. That's crazy.
That's why I gotta write things down.
Yeah, we should have a pen.
But I don't. I just go see. Yeah. I'll just look it back. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
that's a good point. Okay.
No, but I promise you, we're transitioning into the sub to close the same main purpose. I'm
Mm,
asking you the right questions. I promise.
okay.
I think I know what
Mhm.
I'm doing. No.
Okay. I trust you. I trust you.
I trust myself. I trust myself. I mean, the other ones, I feel like this one has been flowing, so it's going good. Yeah. We just had a constructive criticism right there on
We
on
did.
on the camera.
I think it might a little bit. Not really. I wanted to ask you a question though.
Go ahead.
Completely maybe unrelated to what we've been talking about, but I thought about it when we had our little break. Um, what is it like? And this, I wouldn't say it has to do with relationships, like specifically romantic ones, but like friendships as well. Um, how do you, how do you decide when you like somebody?
Holy shit.
Yeah. Like I just thought about it randomly. I'm like, and this is for friendships too, not just relationships.
Right, right.
Um, because obviously your family, you're bonded to them. Like it's a mandatory, not mandatory thing. You can choose to cut family off. Completely healthy. Um, but like you're forced to be around them, so you naturally form a bond. You know,
Yeah.
throughout life. But how do you decide you actually like someone enough to like call them your friend or like whatever? Like, what's the criteria for you personally?
I know why you're asking this question.
Mm.
And I know why you're asking this question, which is pretty awesome. But um it's tough. Nowadays it's tough to find people that you are you talking about in general or
I mean, yeah, in
like in
general,
I'll just give you my base like my
your base,
opinion, I
yeah.
guess my whole theory of it. Nowadays it's tough to find like the people that you actually you can keep around, that you can put on your top 5, that you can put on your speed dial, you know what I mean? Yeah, yeah. I mean, but it gets kind of like complicated. Why? Because at the end of the day, people I feel like have lives and they try to live to the pace of what society wants them to run at. So essentially, what I mean by that is that they're so busy on focusing on the little things that people are showing them, or that you're getting taught by TV, or by you're getting influenced by what you hear,
Hmm.
that they forget about the actual people that love them.
Okay.
Okay, so a prime example is when people pass so suddenly. People are like, I should have did this, I should have did that, I should have said that, I should have said yes to go bowling on that Sunday,
Hmm.
et cetera, et cetera. So it all comes down to knowing if somebody can really appreciate you for what you are here. And then the second is just to be completely trustworthy of the person without
Yeah.
without letting them, without judging them essentially before you, because we know um uh when people just want to have sexual relationships with
Hmm.
somebody, or um we're not stupid to know somebody's gonna backstab us real quick if they,
Yeah.
yo, give
But
me
I mean,
40 you
sometimes
know
you
what I
don't
mean?
see it coming. Sometimes, like
Sometimes you don't see it coming, you're right.
some people are really good at pretending.
That is very true, but it always comes down to like to that to me. It's always like I give my trust to all the people that I meet until you break my trust. Like, why would I not trust you? It's very hard to believe and understand, but it just makes sense when you're completely happy.
Okay. So, would you say? So, how would you know you like somebody though? Like, as a friend or as a like in a relationship? Like, what is them? What being honest, being
Well,
trustworthy?
as a friend, I mean, you like the person because of how many rains they're gonna go through with you, right?
Okay.
Um, and that's how you distinguish who are the real ones, the ones that stick
Like the
around in
people
your
that
rainy
go through
days.
stuff in your life.
Right, of course.
Okay.
Those are the real ones, of course. Um, and then that's it. Time will tell.
Okay. So basically, you're saying like, and obviously, everyone that
That's
comes
my
in,
opinion, though.
yeah, everyone that comes into your life is obviously not gonna know like everything about you because
Right.
you choose to tell certain people like certain things about your life.
Mm,
So you're basically saying you have to be vulnerable with that person first to be able to realize that you like them.
duh.
But a lot of people can't be vulnerable,
It's easy though.
is it?
It's really easy. You just be yourself.
That's the whole point. People like to pretend, like,
then
I
that's not
guess.
the right person
So
for
it
you.
like it like goes full circle.
It's just there's 8 billion people. That's a fact that I know. Okay, there's 8 billion
It
people
should
on
be
this
like
world.
7 billion.
Damn, no, 8.5. No. There's 8 billion people, approximately 8 billion people on this world, um, and we only met 0.0000003% of the population in the world.
That's
There's
true.
people out there for you. People just get desperate. They try to live to the pace of society. Society tells you that you by a certain age you have to have kids, that by a certain age you have to
Yeah.
have a husband, by a certain age you have to have a house and a
Yeah.
car.
Literally. Like if you're anywhere past like 25 and you don't have like your own place, or like you haven't bought a place, you don't have a car, and like if you don't have a career instead of like just a job, then you're considered to not be doing well.
Well, essentially it depends on whose speculation you're talking about,
Exactly. But like
right?
societies usually like,
But society is me and you. I don't
okay,
think that way.
the
I don't
major
think I don't think he
the
thinks that way.
major what's the
I guess it all has to do with the people, the
percent
majority you're
the
talking about.
majority, yes, the majority. So like if you were to take a statistic, well, okay, maybe not the majority, but at least where I'm located, I hear that a lot. Like I'll hear people like talking about that a lot, you know. So at least the majority in my area would think
Mm.
that. But again, that
What do you
depends
mean your
on
area? Are
like
you like
Florida. I don't know. Like Florida in general. At least the crowd that I happen to find myself around, cuz I work at a spa, so I hear um
people don't live with their mom?
you know, it's people like spending like money for like a day, like that type of crowd, and I'll hear their conversations a lot, or like I'll have a lot of people talk to me, and like their standards are,
Higher.
yeah, yes, if that's what you want to call it, higher. But
I think that people are just mistaken on whatever they're trying to do, but it all comes down to whatever they want to do. I mean, I don't think that's what I'm saying. I don't think society should define.
oh no, I don't think it should. No,
You know what I mean?
definitely not. But
Like what I'm trying to
reality,
say is like, yeah, but still, like who's like what? You know what I mean? Like who cares about what other people are trying to say or do or what? Now, if it doesn't come from your most loved ones, then you're good. If it does,
then
then
you shouldn't really hold any weight to it. I agree. I'm just like, even if you don't care about it being the way it is, like it still is the way it is. So you still have to like,
when people ask you, do you have your own place? Do you like shy down and say like,
no,
okay,
no, not at all.
that's good,
Like you should be confident in where you are in life.
cool,
Yeah,
all right.
because
I just wanted to make sure that I was
yeah,
like,
no, no,
please, I
no.
don't want her,
No, 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 no. Like I'm happy with where I am, because obviously at some point in your life you were hoping to be here, like
right,
where you are now. You know,
right.
unless you've completely like,
Skip the whole process.
you know, I don't know. But like, yeah, I'm happy to be where I am. Obviously, I know there's certain situations in my life where I could have done something different and been in a lot better position, but I'm not. Yeah,
But that's the best thing is to fail and have those
and try
mistakes
again
early
and
and
learn.
yeah, that's it. But one more thing I was gonna say. Shit, that was a tough question.
The how you know you like people,
So that's essentially
but you're
it.
supposed. I feel like you should have
How do you
a
know when you like
criteria.
somebody?
It really comes down to like what you value in life. Like, what do I value most? Like peace, honesty, um, peace, honesty, friendship, uh, connection. Like, I want to feel like I connect with somebody in this world, you know, because a lot of people go through this life feeling like alone, like they haven't experienced true friendship or true like connection with someone else, like that felt like minded, or at least if you believe in like stuff like that their souls connected, you know, soul tie, so to speak. Um,
Soulmates, like
yeah, type of thing. But I feel like some people don't experience. I feel like some people don't experience that, and that's like connection. So I value those things. So I know I like you if I feel like safe enough, like comfortable enough with you. Um, I know I like you if like I can. I'm not afraid to have an argument with you. Like not afraid of what you would say, like your judgment or your criticism. That's essentially going back to like feeling safe, you know?
true. But don't like what happened is that for a relationship or for friends?
Friendship, everything, yeah, because you have to
Don't you think
confide in
that's a
your
lot
friends.
though?
No,
Like, how
like
do you know when you really like somebody?
there's different levels to friendship. Like everybody, I think, unlocks a different part of you. Like some people bring out my more intellectual side, but now I don't feel comfortable being goofy around them, you know? So they unlock different parts of me, but like they unlock it kind of like completely, you know, like I feel comfortable enough to like have be taught, like fail and like have somebody teach me. I feel comfortable enough to be like my complete most idiotic self. Like if I were to dance with you, that's a different level of trust, you know? I feel like there's
Or wear the costume from Cartoon Network. I forget what it.
the Marvin the Martian.
Marvin the Martian.
I made that and I kid
Damn,
you
that's
not.
Looney Tunes, no?
Yeah, that's Looney Tunes.
Why did I say
Yeah.
Cartoon?
I know you're talking about them. But yeah, Marvin the Martian, I love that costume. And then when I went out, and people complimented it, I was like, yes, you know. I was afraid nobody was
It
gonna
was so
know what I
satisfying.
was.
That
Ah,
probably was like, yeah,
yes.
let's go.
Yes. But no,
Accomplished.
yeah. So pretty much it's like I said, it's what you value. If you value financial stability like above all things, then obviously you're gonna be attracted towards people that can help you get there, like naturally, like be around what you want to be, type of thing.
Right.
Um,
That's an interesting perspective.
yeah, like if I want to be around more honest people, I'm not like I had a friend, um, who oh god, I really hope you don't know her. I had a friend that
Just don't say no names.
liked to yeah like to
Oh my
like
god.
cheat and like and stuff. Probably shouldn't say this. I'm so sorry. Like that, like to cheat and stuff. And I'm not like whenever she would come to me for advice, I would be like straight up, yo, I don't condone this.
Right.
I can't give you advice. Like I'm gonna tell you right now, like this is what you should do. I don't condone this. Like don't come to me for like advice like this because I can't. And like sometimes I would be like, oh okay, like give her advice on the situation because she's still my friend. I'm not gonna be like, you're on your own. But I didn't like it, you
Like there's
know.
no
I wasn't
judgment, but
comfortable.
you
There's
don't
no
condone it pretty
yeah.
much.
So I
That's
want you to know that I don't like this. Like if somebody were to not like that, um, you smoke or something like that, like they don't condone it, but they just whatever, you know.
right.
But
Right, exactly. Just
yeah.
with the same thing.
So I eventually like because of what I value, I think, and like what I look for in friendships and everything, that friendship naturally drifted off because there were multiple things. She was a little bit more selfish. Like she didn't um she would get she's one of those type of people that a lot of people would do stuff for her just because we love her and everything. Um but in the end like nobody got that same effort back, you know? So it was like a one-sided friendship. And after a while like if that's not what you're trying to do in life,
I get it.
then you naturally drift.
I get it. I mean, like there's a saying it says, no soy un billete de 100 para caerle bien a todo el mundo.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
So
Yeah.
sometimes it's just
Just
people
doesn't
that
work
come and
out.
go.
And like there's no hard feelings at all. I would love to still be friends with her. There was
Like,
just like no communication as far as like how things ended, like
right.
why they
Like if
ended.
you see her at Target, you
Heck
gonna
yeah, I
say
would be
hi.
like, girl, what is good, you know? But
Bye. No.
can you oh no.
Shit.
What
I'm
if she
late to my
what if I'm
Oreos.
actually the bad person in the situation? Like what if she thinks I did something bad or like cut her off? That's crazy.
It's easy.
It's
Just
crazy how like you can have so many misconceptions about situations.
just call them.
Yeah.
You can resolve the problem
But
like
then
that.
again, I didn't because the
So
friendship
why
was
would you think that
one-sided.
you did?
Because I still like that's somebody that you care about, you know? And like if you I feel like if you're an overthinker, if you like analyze situations a lot, you kind of think of like what you could have done differently, like
But why
what
wouldn't a phone call help?
because for me the friendship was one-sided. Like through the 2 to 3 years that I've known her, I've always done things for her, like been there for her for certain situations and like I never when I finally I went through like a bad breakup. And I know for some people like this isn't a big deal, but like at least it was like maybe the first moment where I really like needed somebody there for me
Mm.
and she wasn't. And that's
So
kind of
essentially, what you're saying is that
like you
she needs
said,
to say sorry to you, not the other way around.
not necessarily that she needs to
Well,
say
obviously,
sorry,
because you didn't do wrong.
but she completely like just stopped messaging me, you know? Like we would like we our communication was a little bit more sporadic and eventually she just stopped hitting me up. So I just took that as a sign as she didn't want like to be friends anymore either. But she could think the same thing about me, you know? But I chose to end it because I chose not to contact her because at the end of the day, like she wasn't there for me when I needed her to be. And like you
That
said,
makes sense.
I think in the last one, um, the real ones are the ones that are there for you through this tough stuff.
True.
So,
But sometimes people don't know what they have until they lose it.
well, if she realizes, then we'll be in contact again one day.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I like that. At least you're open to that.
Yeah.
Saying you were wrong.
Yeah. I just don't want to be like,
Or you made me feel like shit.
yeah,
That sounds better.
yeah. It just made me feel like we weren't friends. But it's okay. It's okay. We probably have totally two different
Perspectives on that.
perspectives on the situation.
We
That's
do
fine.
because the other person has one. But
Mhm.
I got one last question for you. I forgot the question, bro.
Okay, but let me ask you this. Now hearing what I said about what it takes for me to like somebody, do you feel like you would have different answers
About what?
about what you feel like you need to like someone? Because I said like it pretty
Yeah, and
much boils down to like what I value, like honesty and stuff like that. Would you feel like your answer changed?
uh, sure. It's not changed, but modified, adapt, probably use different words that are like,
Okay.
because I guess you take pieces, bits and pieces from everybody that you,
Mm-hmm.
every situation that you, every conversation that you come across. Well, you're supposed to, and
Yeah.
that's essentially the
Grow you.
situation. That's the problem. Why there's no much social people out there. You know what I mean?
Why? Because nobody talks or
Right. Nobody knows how to have a conversation. When was the last time you were able to walk up to somebody and just have a normal conversation, bro? Just like walk up to somebody. You sleep? See,
I
he's
don't even
thinking.
remember
He's
the last
thinking.
time.
See,
I don't remember the last time I had a conversation with somebody. Like, are you talking random or like,
yeah, like you walked into
do
some
you
place.
count?
Yeah,
Okay, then this would be it. But like before this, no.
but if you think about it, it was back. It was easier back then. But I mean, that's not the whole point. The point is that
like,
that is my point.
yeah, because people,
It's too tough.
social media, I feel like,
Now we have
yeah,
short conversations. We don't even
yeah.
have real
It's social.
expressions.
It's literally just social. We connect through emojis and like
That's stupid.
memes and
you you know how people get into so much relationship friendship problems because you write in all caps and then you put two excellent. Why are you yelling at me?
literally like just
What? You
the
don't. I'm
miscommunication.
typing. What are you talking about? How do you know I'm yelling
Yo,
at you?
I literally got mad at somebody. This was on me. I was a little hungry, and that hangry thing is real. I'm
It
for
is.
real. Um, Somebody had messaged me, and I thought it was like with an attitude, like the way I interpreted the message, and it wasn't. And I kind of just like, yo, why are you coming at me like that? I didn't say anything rude, but I was like, why are you coming at me like that? But it's like it's easy to misconstrue
That's what I'm saying.
how somebody comes at
It's
you
just
through text.
quicker to not communicate
Yeah,
because
but
now
then people don't really know each other.
I mean you really don't. Yeah, you can say a lot of things, but I don't know. That's tough. That's deep, but I don't know about that one. I don't
I
know
don't know.
about
I
that
feel
one.
like
Because there's a
people
lot of people that can like you could write letters from the army
who writes letters.
back in the day.
Back in the day, that's how people got to know each other. Like
My point.
through middle, yeah, through small stuff like that. But nobody does that anymore. What we
Okay,
do,
so
we
so
send
what about the
memes.
people that meet through like emails and they just email each other
People do that.
like Christian Mingle or something like that?
People do that.
See, now they have chats and
Okay, but
video
it's
chats,
face
but
to
before,
face.
but it started it transitioned into the whole
Oh,
period of the
good.
electronic
I'm
come
glad
up.
this came up. That's a good. I'm so glad this came up. So it's easier to get to know people. I think personally, my opinion. Not speaking for the whole population.
Speaking of Mike though,
Sorry, not speaking for the whole population, but I think it's easier to get to know people through emails and through letters and stuff like that if you don't know what they look like because your attraction towards a person definitely impacts how you communicate with them.
but no, that
What? No?
no,
Come on. You don't
no,
think so?
no.
Okay, but at least
She means I think she means
like
like
back in the day.
no. Now you didn't let me use back in the day. You
Okay.
can't use back in the day. So even if people were to still use that, then that's you're talking about because they judge you straight off of what you. So they try to talk to you to essentially, if I were to see somebody that's not my type, to
Mm-hmm.
keep it that way in a formal way, then I would probably speak to that person to try and miss it, do something that would
Yeah,
please
to
me
attach your
instead,
yeah, to
or
like if you were attracted to them, you would try to like attach yourself to them because you want them
right.
more or less.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like,
Okay, and that's fine, but usually to want them to like them as a friend, you should have been able to see like some of their personality, no? Because
but
you
that
don't get friends based off how they look.
that's essentially saying
So you
it's
would
not the outside, it's the inside that matters.
for a friend, but for a relationship, like if you were wanting to sleep someone, like frankly speaking, you would see someone attractive and be like, okay, like that person's attractive. I would like to get to know them. So off the bat, based off how they look, you're more you're more inclined to connect with them because I feel like
Who's
you'll kind
them?
of force them, like whoever you're attracted to.
Okay.
Oh no, 100%. But that's what I'm saying. Like, at least back in the day when this was a thing, when you send letters to like say there was like a posting in the mail, like back in the day there was a posting in the mail like looking for a husband or something, looking for a wife, like they would email back and forth and get to know each other. If you I'm sure there's a lot of people out here that wouldn't normally be what you're attracted to, that you're best friends with, but let that person be attractive. Let a best friend of yours be like attractive, like your type, and it would be different. Like that would be the person that you want to be with,
I have
no?
an answer for you.
Com-
I have an answer for you though.
okay.
It comes down to society not normalizing things.
Okay.
If that
Like
were to be
platonic relationships.
if that were to be normalized on what you see every single day,
Mm-hmm.
when you see people, relationships, you see the best moments of the relationship all the time. You never see, I'm depressed, I'm sad, we're fighting. You'll never see that. And you'll see that they go all out and beyond. And it's like to pretty much grab your attention, my attention, his attention, everybody's attention. So everybody has the spotlight on it, right? But if we were to normalize the people that are, like you say,
Mm-hmm.
your best friend, but they're not attractive, essentially saying that, the people that really care for you sometimes are not what you're looking for, but they
They
are.
are, yeah.
But
Just
because
because
they're
they're
not
not attractive,
attractive,
and there are books out there like
but I get that.
that say being attracted to the person that you're with is the most important. Like there are literal books out there saying
But
that.
what happens if that person was 100% like attractive? You're going to be with them, is what you were saying.
Mm-hmm.
So my point is that if it were to be normalized, that people were to start getting out of their shell and taking pictures and actually
And
getting with the
like,
people that actually
okay,
connect with them, then you would normalize what people see
yeah.
to on a day-to-day basis. Then
So they would.
probably
I mean, they're considered attractive, but like everybody still has their type.
true
Because I feel, and that just goes into another conversation. Like,
that we have to hit in five
yeah.
seconds.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Oh my God, this is the first time I go into 3 parts. So this is an hour and a half.
an hour and a half. That's
First time, and
crazy.
I'm gonna keep it at an hour and a half and watch everybody. Well, I'll look back at it, but
Yeah.
and then I'll send it to you. No, I won't. I won't.
Dang, you're not gonna let me look back at it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I have to see. Like, I don't even know half of the
I'm
conversation.
still gonna post it.
Oh my
Everything that we
god,
said.
I don't even know what we all talked about. But the last conversation we had, that I feel like is something that a lot of people argue about. Well, not a lot of people argue about, but
Hmm.
I feel like it's a popular topic. Um, if you had a best friend that obviously I feel like they're your best friend because you didn't find them attractive.
Right.
So if you did find them attractive, they would probably be who you're with. But you were saying we should normalize like
I mean, it
someone
should.
not being conventionally
Yeah, it should
attractive.
be normalized to the sense to where you're able to
But
be
then,
comfortable of what you like
of course,
and not criticize. That's what the big problem is. That people are not confident in their, and they're just not happy.
so say, uh,
You got to be vulnerable.
yeah, but some people they really do have types or preferences, and like, what if they're just not attracted to them?
Then they're not. Then they're not with that person.
Yeah, but then the argument is if they were attractive, they would probably be with them. So if they were to change, say I'm not with someone because I like somebody a little bit more fit. I like to be outside. I like to do like I'm an athlete. I like to, be outdoors. And that person ends up being my friend, but we aren't together because I do have that preference. For example, if they ended up getting fit, like would they now be my type? Like would they now be somebody that I want to be with? So then people with like those best friends that are opposite of the opposite sex. That's I feel like is that why people worry? Like maybe one day they're gonna be your type.
Yeah,
That's crazy. So then can you really be friends with the opposite sex?
yeah.
Crazy.
It all comes down to, like you said, to like what you like. I feel like if you have that best friend, boom, and you have like a best girlfriend, and you guys have an amazing connection, and you call for everything, time only tells until people actually start to realize, like, you're by yourself, but the only person that's there is that person.
Best friend. But then I feel
It
like
sounds cruel though,
if people settle, I feel like that's how a
but
lot
that's
of
not
cheating.
settling though. But that's
If you were to settle because you didn't find them attractive, because for a lot of people being attracted, like like I had mentioned,
that's why I said it sounds cruel.
it
But
does sound cruel. But if you're not attracted to them, like can you really because for a lot of people being attracted is like it's very important, like it's a number one thing because that affects your sexual relationship. Um which well, for some people, I guess not for everybody because some people are
there's a
asexual
lot
and
of people
suffer
like
from.
that. That's the
Yeah.
problem, that there's no real way to determine that, because there's so much people in this world that we do not know.
Mm. And this is all based off opinions. Like this is like my personal experience, your personal
Right.
experience.
And I have a question, like, don't you think that happens a lot with interracial people and interracial
What do you
relationships,
mean?
like black and white, or
No, yeah, but like what do you
Asian
mean? What
and
happens?
Puerto Rican? That same thing, that you like, the person thinks that people don't think that that person is attractive, but to them
Mm-hmm.
that person is
Yeah,
attractive.
exactly. Like
So
how most races would be attracted to like their own race, like Puerto
like, right.
Ricans,
So
Americans, and
essentially what I'm trying to
Africans.
say is that it's this it's
It's
as long as you
perspective,
normalize it, right, and perspective, and not care about, not normalize, sorry, not care about what people think.
I
That's,
guess.
I think it comes down to that
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, it really just comes down to like what you like, but I feel like a lot of people are honest about what they like. I feel like a lot of people are
That was
honest about
funny.
what they like.
That was funny.
Um, I don't know. Yeah, there is a lot of I feel like these things are so complex.
They're
Like
really
there's just too
complex, and then they're
much.
just like, it always, like you say, it's all come down to what you like and your perspective. That really is it,
Yeah.
and that's it. There's really nothing else to argue
Okay, but this whole
or
argument is because
discuss.
there's
Not
the
argument.
opposite sex. Like there's obviously sometimes people you'll be dating somebody and they'll be upset that you have a girl best friend
Mm.
or something like that.
You're
Um
speaking on past experience.
yes, but is it past experience if it keeps happening to multiple people, to a lot of people? Like they'll best friend will probably be somebody that they hooked up with at one point and it didn't work out and they just ended up being friends, but at one point they did hook up, they did see that attraction towards each other. What's stopping it from happening again? And so people like say somebody will get mad at you for having that girl best friend knowing the history, and they honestly don't have a right to. Like you have a right to have your friends. Like it didn't work out, you had a life before your current partner, that's fine. But like people get mad, and sometimes with good reason because some things end up happening. People just keep it secret because they know they don't want to be together, or they don't want to lose this other person, but like they have that person
Right.
in the back, you know? So that's pretty much like the reasoning behind it. Like is that people say, "Oh no," people use the excuse I'm not attracted to my best friend as a reason to like do the things they do or like have the people in their life that they do. Oh, I'm not attracted to them, like that's not going to happen, blah blah blah. But
Hmm.
then you find out like later on something happened. So is it like am I making sense? Does
It
that
makes
make sense?
sense. Yeah, no, it makes sense. It really just comes down to, like, what time do you say either what's going on, or is this really worth it? Is this even healthy?
That means you have to have honest conversations with yourself.
I mean, if the person only need like talks to you when they needs you or when they're in a low moment, or if the person only talks to you to take you out to ice cream to show just some compassion to then let
Yeah.
you know that I'm still here, but I'm gone.
But do you think people really realize when they're being appreciated and when they're not? Because
No.
yeah, so that's why it's hard. Like people say, oh, you should realize like they didn't see your self worth and stuff like that, or your worth, your value. But some people aren't really like, and they don't notice it. Like they don't notice that kind of behavior.
Then that person is not the person to be around,
No.
in my opinion. Why would I sit in the middle of a group of people that are talking when we have nothing in common? And I try to conversate with you about something, but it just doesn't go right. There's just
For many
people
different
that you're,
reasons.
yeah,
I
there's,
don't know. Some people just don't want to be alone. Some people um just want like the attention. Like, there's different
hold
reasons
on.
for somebody to do that.
Can you turn off your mic real quick? Sorry, we had a emergency break. Marley almost got the pizza, and I was
Oh,
for
let me
me.
see. It's
No,
right here.
but to me, it comes down to people like whatever you know,
Okay.
like if I know that I meet a lot of people,
Mm,
a lot. Sometimes I don't want to say it like that in a
okay.
humble way
Yeah.
because I'm so
You're just around a lot of
extrovert
different. Yeah.
and a lot of different people, a
Hmm.
lot of different perspectives as well, a lot of different thoughts. So it's awesome to have different varieties of friends, but and people to not necessarily friends, but people that you can talk to for certain things. But my point is that um it's tough. Like I don't know. It's just not easy. It's just not easy to I don't know to just
I
keep
think,
on with
I don't know. I just think that at the end of the day, um, like you said, it's all based off perspectives and like
right.
what you want in your life. But like I said, like a lot of people manipulate. That comes down, that literally, that just ties back to like our first, what, part one? This is part three. Like our
Yep.
first conversation about what you value and what you want in
Right.
your life and what you're willing to do to like keep those people, like those like-minded people around you. Like if you're willing to cut people off for,
Essentially what I was trying to get
yeah.
to, but I forgot. I ain't gonna lie.
Like
But
conversations are just like just right over
it
head.
was it's just like they say that you're not supposed to have a conversation for so long because you get fried. Okay, that's why they have breaks in between conferences. Okay, jeez, breaks in between classes too. Hello,
And we
but
took a break, but we kind of we had
yeah,
conversations in the break.
exactly.
So we didn't
So
take a
it's not
break.
a break, but that's okay. We're happy. Um, so essentially, yeah, that's what I was trying to say is that is as fast as you can cut these people off. You know how many people I've cut off, we've cut off, or I've cut off personally. I can speak for myself. Um, how many people I've cut off, but not cut off? Like you just cut
Hmm.
them off.
Like every once in a while, they come back into your life, or like they're
Yeah,
like very like maybe on the surface.
right,
They're not really too far deep in your
right.
life. Yeah.
But they were, or
At some point,
possibly,
they just kind of lost. They kind of just floated to the top.
right.
Hmm.
They just, and sometimes it's just how life steers you. It's
Hmm.
not necessarily intentional.
Yeah. And like the friend
Like
situation,
the friend
and yeah,
situation in part two. That was part
part
two.
two, in case you're lost.
Don't jump from part one to three. You
Please.
ain't you gonna be lost.
So confused.
Um, but that's what it comes down to my in my opinion. So
Yeah. Yeah. I feel that. I feel
yeah,
that. But I feel like life in general is just so complex. Like people have the same conversation and we can have the same conversation a million different ways. Um, like there's so many different perspectives. Like you said, environment, background kind of like affects the way we think and um your values. I don't know.
how do you
So yeah,
feel in with society?
very upset. No,
Why?
confused. I don't know. I feel like sometimes it's hard to be myself. Um,
So
because
you
I've
catch yourself not being yourself?
yeah, I do. I do. That's why I stopped getting on social media because I would take pictures with the mindset like I think people would like if I posed like this or if I wore this or if I was at this place, you know? So I got off social media altogether because I didn't want to have that mindset of always thinking about somebody else before myself.
Hmm.
And that goes back to like not loving yourself. But
How long have you been off social media? I know the answer,
Like
but
3 years.
3 years.
Yeah, like two. Yeah, about three
From
years now.
everything,
Not Facebook. I have Facebook because my mom lives in Puerto Rico and like my family's over there. So
pictures
that's
and stuff,
I like to
communication through
look
there.
through her pictures and what she posts on a daily basis. If I don't talk to her on the phone, make sure she's good. But Snapchat, Instagram, yeah, I don't have that. Whatever, Twitter, whatever else there is, I don't use that. Um,
That's crazy.
yeah, I
Will
have
you
caught
ever find
myself.
yourself coming back?
Yeah. And I'm sure like it'll be a cycle, like it'll happen again. I'll start looking for validation.
Really?
I think yeah, I think it's like a
So you haven't,
continuous cycle. I feel like there's you could go through the same thing and learn different things from the same experience, you know?
but why would you go back and touch the fire after you already been burnt?
I think it's just a matter of like people testing their self-control and like their
Mm.
discipline. I think that's all it is. And like the temptation, obviously, I feel like um there's always going to be temptation and sometimes you're going to break, but it's a matter of like
But it sounds like
continuing.
you were for sure that you were gonna break.
No,
You
I
said
mean for like business, like if I ever do like my business thing, I'll be on social media, and I feel like I'd have to have more of a presence apart from just my
okay,
business. Um, and I feel like I could fall into that because if I'm doing really well, if I like feel good about myself, I'm going to want to display that because I worked hard for it. I want people to kind of I want that recognition, and I'm aware that I want that, but that's why I stay off. Like I would try to stay off social media because I'm aware that I still want that apart from like I'll tell my family about like my accomplishments and I'll like want my recognition from them, but at least it's just my intimate like people that already know me, you know. I'm not looking for it from complete strangers, and like I'm not giving out my life story to complete strangers
right,
just in search of like somebody's I don't even know like validation or recognition.
makes sense.
Yeah. But I would probably definitely fall back into it. I don't think I will anytime soon, but I'm sure like it's just like life cycle.
Right.
Everything's like doomed to repeat
Damn.
itself. Yeah. But
Shoot.
back to
Huh? What's the
yeah.
question? Come here. Come here. Come here. Ask the question in the mic.
No, I
So
think it was a comment. Yeah. Can cause that in my yeah. Yeah.
so
Yeah, and that comes back to like people being self-aware and being able to like yeah. And that's literally what
would
most of
you
our conversations have been about, people not being self-aware.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
No,
sorry to
you're
cut you
good.
off. My bad. Would you say that that's the first person, the first female you've ever heard say that? My bad. My
Really?
bad. I didn't
No,
mean
no,
to.
you're fine.
The first person.
Really?
Yeah, that's hard to. I've never heard anybody say that either. That's why
Oh,
when he started to say,
interesting.
I was like, oh shit. Oh,
That's crazy. No, yeah, it's like it's a problem. Like um I'm constantly like I always have to before I do something I really have to sit there and be like, okay, why am I really doing this? Like because I feel like like just depression and everything um like I feel like I think I'm pretty logical. I haven't always been logical. I feel like I've grown to be logical, but I'm
mhm.
highly sensitive, like super highly sensitive. So my emotions control me a lot. And I've done a lot of things I've
Emotion based.
reacted, yeah, a lot based off emotion. And there are a lot of things like I feel like I regret that I could have done differently or I could have lived differently just because I was either afraid or like um, too focused on like God knows what. But yeah, and I realized we shouldn't emotions are just like on you. Like we could be having a conversation and I might be reacting differently than you might be, but that doesn't necessarily mean either of our perspectives or like viewpoints, whatever, are wrong. We're just feeling things differently, and that's going to affect what comes out because we're not thinking logically, so to speak. So I really have to sit there and be like, okay, um, I don't feel like, let's say I don't feel attractive right now, I'd probably want to post a picture on Facebook or Instagram to get people to be like, oh, you look good, this, and then that's gonna fuel my ego. You know, I'm gonna feel attractive based off what people like complete strangers are saying instead of just loving myself and like, you know, taking a shower, like doing my
Right.
hair, like maybe doing my makeup
Right.
and maybe getting fit, eating something healthy that's actually going to make me feel good and then in turn probably make me like look good. Like my skin's gonna be healthy, I'm gonna look fit, whatever the case. So it's like feeding yourself um the right food, so to speak, like calling certain things food. Um, but yeah, I just felt like I was feeding myself the wrong stuff.
Right.
That's what it comes down
Yeah,
to.
it is. It really is tough. And but then I'm glad that you were able to notice that
Yeah.
that
I
was
really think
doing that to you.
a lot more people are self aware though. I think
You think?
yeah.
I don't
Maybe
think.
they just don't speak on it. Like I don't really like
That's
talking
the
about stuff
problem
like
though.
this. I really don't. I don't like talking about stuff like this because I feel like people are gonna look at you like,
No, not saying that
yeah.
that was the problem
No,
that
no, no, no.
I was saying that.
um, I just think like people I do think people are self aware. They just maybe
Oh,
don't like
okay.
speaking on it.
Right, right.
Because I feel
That's what
like
I
people
meant.
that are self aware are constantly learning. So they know that even if they're self aware right now, they're not necessarily like all knowing or they don't know everything about themselves. So they're not going to speak um maybe too much on themselves or like their current state because it might change like 2 months from now, 2 weeks from now, because if they learn something new about themselves, you know?
Right.
So I could say something today and then completely go back, like learn something different about myself and have a different opinion. I don't know.
So does that mean that you'll change your mind a lot in 1 second? Is that have you seen that normal? Because we know somebody that has the mentality to change their mind in like 10 seconds,
And
or
that's
actually
yeah.
like in 24 hours.
Yeah, I feel like that's really circumstantial. Like, um, I know some people are like super indecisive or like bipolar, so they'll, but like as far as me changing my mind, it's more so like me gaining new information to like be able to change my mind based off like those facts. So
Right.
if I were to say like I like you today, um, 24 hours tomorrow, I'm gonna be like, dang, I don't like you, and it's probably because I just learned something in our conversation, in the conversations we just had that I didn't like. So now I've changed my mind. I could say I back a certain president and then tomorrow say never mind because I learned something that I don't agree with, you know? Like
Right.
so yeah, I would say I change my mind a lot, but it's usually based off like new
But do
evidence
you ever
or
give that person the opportunity to explain or no?
yeah, of course, cuz
Okay.
how can you base that as how can you take that as fact if you haven't like
No,
found your
they're
sources, like
gotcha.
ask your sources.
Or no, there's perspective. Okay.
Yeah, of course, cuz there could be information you're misremembering.
Right.
People remember, do you know that there's technically you don't really remember stuff properly because you can be easily influenced, like your memory can be easily influenced. Like I could say right now, hey, what shirt did your kindergarten teacher always wear? And you'd probably be like, oh, a blue one. But then reality, your teacher always wore a dress and not a shirt. But because I said shirt, now you're picturing your teacher with a shirt,
Mm,
you know?
yeah.
So like your memories easily influenced. That's why it's good to ask everybody's perspective. Like,
Right.
yeah,
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
well, you know.
Am I gonna learn that in massage therapy school?
I don't know. I feel like you'll learn a lot. It's interesting. Fun.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool. I didn't know that, but it does make sense. It does make sense how people. Yeah. I've, right. Sounds like Inception to me, man.
Right. Yo, that movie was good.
That movie's
I
dope.
loved that movie. I was so confused for like I'm still kind of confused. If somebody could tell me if like Maud was really alive. I think that
He
was her
never
name.
woke up,
He never woke up. Okay, because at the end they spin that little toggle,
and it
that little
stays
thing,
spinning.
and it stays spinning. But I don't remember what that means.
It means that he's
He was
still in the
still in a
dream.
dream. Yo, that's crazy. And have you seen Shutter Island? I think it's
Oh,
Leonardo DiCaprio too. You've seen it? Crazy. To
isn't it a
this
scary
day,
movie?
it's like suspense, like really suspenseful. Um, to this day, I still don't understand what happened in that movie. You need to watch it. Like this
I
needs.
know
If
it's
you're
on
off tomorrow,
Netflix.
you need to watch it.
I gotta watch it
I feel
during the
like you
day.
guys
I
should
be
watch
getting
it together.
scared.
I don't like watching scary movies at night. I
I
don't
mean,
know.
I watch scary movies to go to sleep, but I don't know when it's something that I
To go
know.
to sleep so you can have nightmares. What?
No, I watched the other day The Nun and Annabelle coming home to go to
Why
sleep.
would you do?
I don't
You're
know. It was
wild.
just I like to go to sleep off suspense.
Okay, so you won't watch it at night, but you'll go to sleep for with it.
Yeah, it's weird
Make it make sense.
because after when I'm falling asleep through like okay, I watch the movie and I'm falling asleep to it, like because I'm so tired. I'm not even paying attention. I just turn it off. But if it's like I'm watching at 9 p.m. and I know that at
Okay.
11 p.m. I'm not gonna be
Man.
tired, then I'm like,
And that's
I gotta take a
exactly
shower. I'm like,
peeking around the corner
yo,
like, hey, anybody in there? No.
yo.
I hit the
You
shower
hear
a
the
couple
fucking,
times.
you hear this shit? That's your fucking
All
sister in the
right.
next room.
Would you leave the house or would you stay and help? Like if you
I
heard
was
that
gonna
going
say
on,
something really, really bad, but I'm leaving.
you would leave the house.
Minorities always die first. We dead. Minorities always dying
What
first.
if it
I'm
was a
out.
family member? Like you would try to help them or you would
Of
leave?
course.
You would think about it though.
Yeah, no, 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 no,
He
no.
said, "Yeah, what?"
I didn't hear the full question. My bad. I didn't wait. I got ahead of
Well,
myself.
watch out. But no, yeah, that would be creepy. I don't see how you can like go to sleep with that though.
I used to
That's
live
wild.
in Connecticut, so
Oh, isn't that like ghost town,
it
like
is
ghost
the
central?
most oldest, one of the oldest states in the whole entire United States. Of course, it's one of the first guys. Was it 9 colonies?
13.
13, 13, 13
13.
colonies.
Yes.
13.
I think it was like the first 13 colonies, yeah, if I remember. I was good in history, kind of.
I'm stupid. I'm
I'm
playing.
sure at some point there were 9 colonies, but that's crazy.
Yeah.
Do
So
you
like,
believe in ghosts?
of course. Yeah.
Like,
Why? If I could believe in God, I gotta believe in the devil.
there's I don't know. I think there's a lot of that's gonna be a
I
part
mean,
four.
it's
Again,
documented.
I don't.
It's
That's gonna
documented.
be a
There's
part
on
four.
videos,
That's gonna
exorcisms.
okay. I don't disagree with you, but I feel
You know
like
what I mean?
so many people believe so many different stuff. Like how, obviously, like a lot of Christians believe Adam and Eve were like white, and then
Well, I mean, it's just like
like it's
believing
just a lot of
Santa
things.
Claus is white. We don't really know, but since they make them white and they put them white since the
Mm-hmm.
day one, then it has to do with the color thing. It's
Yeah.
okay. I believe, and scientifically speaking, they said
Science.
that he was Jewish.
Mm-hmm. And he
Um,
lived in the Middle East. How
he
do you
lived in the
know?
Middle East. He was tan and he
I feel
had
like this
green
is a
eyes.
controversial
Like,
topic,
yeah,
though.
I believe. No, I mean, it comes down to what you believe in too. No.
Yeah, but it's super controversial because some people will be like offended by it, almost like this, like
Oh,
speaking about this like is almost blasphemy for some people. But
yeah.
scientifically speaking, and I'm not going to say this is fact, I'm not speaking as if this were fact.
That's her opinion.
Not even my opinion, just things
Okay.
I've heard. I haven't been able to research it. I just kind of want to put it out there. Maybe you could do your own research.
Okay.
um a lot of people believe Adam and Eve were black because, and again, I don't know if this is true, white people can't make black people, but black people can make white people through like albinism. I think being albino and just like certain genetic modifications, but a white person can never make a black person. So Adam and Eve had to be black. Do your own research.
That makes
Again,
sense.
I think I just opened some eyes. I don't even know if my eyes have been opened. I haven't researched it. I just saw it somewhere, and
I guess we'll never know
you'll never know.
until you die.
And if you don't believe in that, then maybe
I
not them
mean,
either.
you don't think if people don't believe in, if they just believe in energies, they don't believe in religion. Do you don't think they don't believe
Like in
in
an afterlife.
that or the good and like good energy and bad energy?
Yeah, I feel like everybody believes in good and bad energy because people walk around saying, "Oh, this person has like bad vibes" or like
Yeah.
something like that. Like I feel like they subconsciously believe in energy, but they don't really believe in it to the extent where like, oh, you have an aura and like you
Right.
have chakras and stuff. They're just gonna be like, oh, you just have negative attitude. It's not like energy. No.
Well, I truly will quote this. This is from my mom. Her experiences with my uncle that just passed. I'd say like a year ago. It was my grandmother's oldest brother, and he died in his 80s, right? But she was one of the caretakers in those last days of his prostate cancer stages, which he was almost, they were bathing him and taking care of him. He said that he was done, that he was gonna die in peace. And I remember my mom told me the last day she went to sleep, and when she was sleeping, she was dreaming, and when she was dreaming, she felt him come into the room and say, you know, thank you.
That's crazy.
And she saw him through the dream. She's
Mm-hmm.
sleeping, but she's
Saw
seeing
him.
him.
Yeah.
And she woke up like that. And when she woke up, he was dead. He was dead, bro.
That's insane.
And my
That
grandmother
gives me
was,
goosebumps.
yeah, my grandmother was running right down the stairs, like they were taking turns. Like you go one
Yeah.
night, I go one. And that night it was my grandma's night. She was walking when my mom was getting up, and then they
Crazy.
found each other in the hallway. What happened? He's done. It's crazy, right?
And it's like stuff like that where like people will tell me stories like that and I really believe in stuff like that because there's no like people obviously can make it up, but sometimes you just now how I got goosebumps, like sometimes it's just like too good to be true. Like you
Is reality. I mean, I think it's real. I think I think there's if you're doing demonic stuff, you're gonna attract demons. That of course. I mean, Santeria all has all that. I don't know about that. I don't want to speak into it.
I don't really know too much about that.
Yeah,
Like
I don't want to. I don't know. I don't even want to get into but I feel like if people are doing dynamic things, you're gonna attract demon, like bad
mm,
energy. It's the same thing. If people believe in, I project myself negative,
mm,
then they know
you're
that
gonna
all they're
attract
gonna
it.
receive is negative.
Mm-hmm.
If they
Yeah.
project them, it's the same thing. I just think all comes
And
down
that
to
and that goes back
whatever you believe
that
in.
ties back to the conversation earlier about emotion because at the end of the day, energy, emotion affects your emotions, and like being aware of your emotions is a super important
Right.
thing. Like how I didn't want to be on social media because I know it brought on
Mm-hmm.
negative emotions on me. Like a lot of people aren't aware of those emotions, like what that kind of energy causes in your life.
Right.
So people, it just comes down to like not being honest with yourself. Wow, we tied back to the first conversation in part one about
That's
honesty. We
crazy.
love that.
It's like have you ever had Air Max 97s and try to put the shoelaces back through the shoelace? That's how it's been going. It's been going.
Like
That shit look like
just going back zigzag loop
it
to
looked
loop.
like the Chef Boyardee can when it comes out. Damn. And I had a lot of those. So
Yo, I still kind of like those. I'm not gonna lie.
if you leave the meatballs for the lassie from the 90s,
Yes, I love. I love the meatballs.
she's on her
Love
way
it.
home.
Oh dang, Publix is closed right now, isn't it?
It's 10.
Gotta go to Walmart.
There you
We're
go.
not eating Chef Boyardee tonight.
But it's been crazy three parts.
Yeah.
I'm
He's
gonna try.
gonna look back on these, be like, "What did we even talk about?" If we have
This is
conversations
like a
that we
movie.
didn't finish, you gotta let me know. You gotta mark them. You gotta tally them, because I swear there were a couple conversations where we kind of like went off and like had another conversation without closing it off.
I
You
don't
gotta
know.
tally it.
I'll
Bring a
tally it.
notebook. Bring a notepad.
I'll bring a notepad next time.
Sounds
But thank you guys for tuning in for three parts. It's been insane. A lot of topics. It was
good.
crazy. Might be a little overwhelming, but
A
keep
little bit.
going.
I'm
Keep
so sorry.
going, and you'll like it. You'll
I
like it.
got
I promise.
nervous and talked a
You
lot.
and I see different. French. Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
That was yeah, nice to
Yeah,
meet you. And that was crazy. It was very like quick that you were able to say yes.
for
So
sure. It
I
was great.
appreciate
It was
that.
a great time.
Thank you so much.